I turned before it spun. A sentence paused, a breath held tight. But now I choose to write. I once believed the pen was closed, that life had chosen what it knows. I put my stories on a shelf and learned to live outside myself. But somewhere in the quiet dust still lives a girl I used to trust, the one with ink-stained hope and flame, who never signed away her name. So I return to the unwritten, to dreams I lost but never bitten, to words I feared would sound too loud, to standing up without a crowd. I turn the page with trembling hand, to write the truth I understand. I'm not too late, not yet outdone. I return to what's begun. I didn't take, the songs I left beneath the ache, the version of myself I hushed, the poems faded into dust. But all that's lost is not erased, it waits in silence, still embraced. And in my chest the pen still glows, the story no one else can close. So I return to the unwritten, where scars and hopes remain unhidden, where I don't edit who I am or shrink to fit some stranger's plan. Each broken line I once ignored becomes the bridge I'm reaching toward. And now the ending's not yet spun, there's still more to become. We're not just made of what we've done, but all the lives we've yet to run. And every pause and every doubt can still be written out. Your book too soon, beneath the fear or weight of ruin, come turn the page, you're not yet done. Return to the unwritten one. Shows a face I know, but not the wars I had to throw. It shows the smile, the skin, the pose, but not the way the silence knows. Doesn't show the nights I shake, the quiet screams I couldn't fake, the love I gave that left me torn, the parts of me that died reborn. It shows the calm, the style, but not the grief I didn't share. No glass can hold the things I crease in my spine, and every tremble down the line. My hands remember things I've lost, a body full of memories cost. I carry weight I didn't name, and shoulders bent from hidden shame. My feet recall the paths I fled, my chest holds words I left unsaid. A touch can wake 1,000 nights, a sound can pull forgotten fights. I thought my mind had let it go, but still my body knows. I am a body full of memory, of pain and joy and silent plea. The tears I didn't get to cry still echo when I breathe too high. The laughter I forgot to keep still dances when I'm half asleep. No, healing's not just in the mind, my body holds what's left behind. Each scar a note in silent song of all the ways I've held on strong. My fingers twitch with things I missed, my jaw remembers clenched resist. Even the way I fold my hands is shaped by things it understands. And though I speak with steady tone, my bones remember what I've known. I am a body full of memory, of every time I let things be, of every fine I didn't mean, of all the truths I kept unseen. My spine still bends from bending first, my skin still flinches from the worst. And in the ache I sometimes find my body holds what's left behind. But memory doesn't only break, it's how the light begins to wake. The way I move, the way I sway is proof I made it through each day. So if you feel what you can't name, a sudden tear, a flash of flame, know you are more than hurt can find. You're a body full of memory, kind. So if you feel what you can't name, a sudden tear, a flash of flame, know you are more than hurt can find. You're a body full of memory, I thought I shattered, lost, undone, a soul too tired to face the sun. But now I see with clearer eyes, I wasn't gone, just pushed aside. They called me weak, they called me wrong for feeling pain for far too long. I wore defeat like second skin, believed the lie, you'll never win. But I was never turned to dust, just buried deep beneath the rust. The world forgot, but I remained a quiet fire, still unchained. Not broken, just buried, not gone, just too wary of showing cracks they wouldn't hold, of being soft in worlds so cold. But now I dig through all I feared, unearth the voice that disappeared. I'm not destroyed, not even weary. I'm whole, not broken, just played. They saw the silence as a sign that I was done, no longer mine. But deep below, I made my space to rest, to breathe, to still embrace. I wasn't lost, I was in bloom inside my quiet private room. And now I rise from where I lay, not broken, just delayed. Not broken, just buried, not wrong, just too wary. I wrapped my heart in layers tight to keep it safe till it felt right. But now I let the sunlight in, let scars be where the truths begin. I'm still the soul I always carried, alive, not broken, just buried. Some flowers bloom beneath the frost, some voices echo when they're lost. Some hearts go deep to find their way and come back stronger day by day. So if they told you you're erased, that all you were has been replaced, remember what your soul once carried. You're not broken, just buried. Not broken, just buried. Ooh. Not broken, just buried. I thought I'd lost the parts I feared, but they were never gone, just steered to corners I refused to see. Now they're the soul inside of me. I hid the tears, I masked the doubt, I dressed in ways to shut it out. The girl who cried in silent rooms, the dreams that wilted far too soon. I wore a smile like armor thin, ignored the voice that came within. But underneath each lie I slit was all the truth I ever hid. I'm made of what I hid away, the things I swore I'd never say, the softness I was taught to shame, the hope I left without a name, the child who begged to just be seen, the fragile parts I called unseen. But all this time I wasn't rid, I'm made of what I hid. I buried light inside my chest, thought silence meant I did my best. But all it did was dim my flame and carve a shell that wore my name. Yet piece by piece the dark unspooled, the parts I lost had only cooled. And when I looked beneath the lid, I saw the self I always hid. I'm made of what I pushed aside, the grief I dressed, the joy I lied, the fear built from what I once forsworn. No longer scared to lift the lid. I'm whole in what I hid. No titles left, no roles to play. I'm not performing live today. No stage to stand, no script to be. I'm finally just me. I used to twist to fit their frames, collecting praise, avoiding blame. I thought if I became their dream, I'd matter more, or so it seemed. But piece by piece I fell apart, till silence brought me back my heart. No need to strive, no need to flee. I'm home within, just being me. Finally just me. No armor left, no need to flee. Not who they want or who they fear, just someone real standing here. I'm not the noise, I'm not the rush, I'm not the past I used to hush. I breathe, I speak, I simply be, and that is finally me. I made a home inside my flaws, embraced the stumbles and the pause. I stopped explaining all I lack, and let my broken pieces stack into a life that feels like truth, not filtered through someone else's youth. This quiet joy, this clarity, it only came when I found me. Finally just me. No need to bend so you agree. No need to shrink to fit your view. No need to earn what's always true. I've let the mirrors fall away. I face the light, I greet the day. With every breath I let it be. The grace of being me. Not louder now, not sharper lines, but softer soul and clearer signs. No need to ask who I should be, I've answered that by being. So if you're tired of the climb, of wearing masks to buy some time, take off the weight and you will see you've always been enough to be. Finally just you, like I am. Finally me. I used to search for open doors, for places brighter than before. But somewhere on this quiet road, I found I don't need more. I used are part of something strong. I used to think I had to earn the right to rest, the space to turn. But all along, through right and wrong, I'm already where I belong. No medals hang above my bed, no path with perfect steps I've tread, but love has walked each mile with me in quiet honesty. The people I have held and lost, the dreams fulfilled, the years they cost, they shaped a place I didn't see until it welcomed me. I'm already where I belong, even if the road was long. I thought that I was far from grace, but grace was in the song. The waiting ends, the striving slows, the heart at last just knows. Not in applause, not loud or strong, but soft, you're where you belong. And if you feel you've lost your way, you might be home today. So I'll stay here, I won't pretend there's somewhere else to send. For even if the road feels long, I'm already where I I thought I'd know when I arrived, a moment clear, a shining gate. But every time I cross the line, another twist of fate. I made a list of final goals, believed they'd make me whole. A finish line to finally rest, to say I did my best. But every step just opened more, each victory another door, till I looked back and finally saw I'd lived inside it all. The arrival was the journey, the end was never real. Each breath, each fall, each open wound taught more than I could feel. It wasn't some grand moment's crown, but quiet roads and slowing down. The purpose wasn't far away, it walked with me each day. I miss the joy in passing trees, chase dreams I thought would set me free. But peace was never past the bend, it waited as a friend. The person I was meant to be grew not through ends, but through the beat. Not when I won or reached the peak, but when I dared to seek. The arrival was the journey, the road was always home. It wasn't found in perfect steps, but in how far I've grown. No fireworks, no final bell, just stories I now tell of how I thought I'd have to fight, but found the truth in life. 이젠 위로는 위로는 그래 난 당신들 이젠 너의 I always thought I'd find the light in days beyond today, but now I see it shining here in such a quiet way. I used to I used to chase what might have been, or mourn what slipped away. But while I looked in past and future, this moment has to stay. It didn't shout or beg for time, it simply showed its face. A fragile peace, a steady breath, a soft and sacred place. This moment holds it all, though it may seem so small. A glance, a laugh, a quiet tear, our echoes when we fall. No need to climb beyond today, no perfect word to say. For in this breath both rise and fall. This moment holds it all. The world will spin and dreams may change, the skies will turn again. But what I have right here, right now, is all I need, my friend. The warmth of hands, the song of rain, a silence in the soul, are not delays or waiting rooms, they are the perfect whole. This moment holds it all, from rise to final call. Each second sings if we just hear the truth behind its wall. It's not in when or what comes next, but in the heart's reflex, to notice light against the wall. This moment holds it all. Miss the now while chasing more, but now's what we've been running for. So let me sit and let it stay, this fleeting glowing ray. For if I lose or if I fall, this moment held it all. There's a place between the noise where the world forgets its voice, and in that hush I hear a thing where silence starts to sing. No echo, no reply, just stillness in the sky. But somehow I can feel its breath, a whisper underneath. The rushing fades away, the need to speak, to say. I find a truth that needs no sound, and fall into ground where silence starts to sing. I learn what peace can bring, a melody with to hum what I believe. The loudest truths are soft, they rise but never shout. In stillness I was not alone, alone. I just had to light out. So if you find the noise too loud, let silence be your wing. There's music in the quiet heart, where silence starts to sing. I kept walking toward the light, but it was always in my hand. I thought I had to reach so far to touch where I began. I marked the miles, I drew the lines, I traced the goals in time. A future self I had to meet was always just ahead of me. But every time I ran that race, the ground would shift, redraw the place. I never paused enough to see I'm where I'm meant to be. The distance I already am was never far from where I stand. What I became, I always was. Not later, not because. No need to chase the fading sun. I shine beneath the same one. The journey that I thought began was just me finding who I am. I used to envy far-off things and long for life with wings, but now I see the ground I tread was sacred all along instead. The echoes of a distant goal were calling from my soul, not telling me to run away, but asking me to stay. Not every step must lead afar. Some journeys start exactly where you are. And if the map fades in your hand, it's time to understand that the road was never planned. But still I always ran and found the peace I didn't plan. In the distance I already am. I thought I had to wander far to find out who I am, but every stone beneath my feet already understands. of city stars and foreign sands, a place to call my very own, a final door, a deeper tone. But time has taught my restless soul that searching isn't always whole. Sometimes the road I'm walking on is where I have belonged. Every step is home, no matter where I roam. The sky above, the breath I take, they've walked with me alone. It's not the end that proves the way, but how I move each day. I found a truth I used to miss, that home was always this. Every step is home, no matter where I roam. The sky above, the breath I take, they've walked with me alone. It's not the end that proves the way, but how I move each day. I found a truth I used to miss, that home was always this. The quiet street I walk at dawn, the echo when the light is gone. The way the trees just let things go have taught me what I know. The milestone make a deeper grace, its presence in each place. And what I carry in my chest is more than any quest. Every step is home, from gravel path to stone. No journey leads to something more than all I've ever known. The waiting ends in letting be, and standing still and seeing me. I no longer chase unknown, 'cause every step is home is not a line you cross. It's every gain and every loss. It's breath and grief and letting go and loving what you know. So I'll walk without a plan and greet the world with open hands. Each moment here I'll gently own, 'cause every step is Not every scream is loud and clear. Some bleed through silence year to year. You wouldn't see it if you blink, the kind of pain that doesn't sink. Not every scream, it's in the way I changed my laugh, the parts of me I cut in half, in half. It's in the pauses, not the cries, and all the gentle hidden lies. It's in the smile that ends too fast, the questions no one ever asked. The quiet room, the held in sighs, where aching learns to wear disguise. And that's where the quiet hurts the most, in echoes only I can host, where love once lived but lost its name, and silence learned to play the game. blood, no bruise, no shattered glass, just memories I let slip past. They say it's peace, but it still burns, the place where the quiet hurts. I told myself it's not that deep and tucked the wounds inside my sleep. I walk through days and practice grace with shadows dancing on my face. But late at night when lights are low, the pain begins to softly grow. No one to blame, no need to scream, just quiet stitching every seam. And that's where the quiet hurts the most, like haunted breath too close to ghost, where no one sees but I still feel each silent scar I didn't heal. No noise, no name, just muted ache, 1,000 smiles I had to fake. A hush so loud it breaks and turns to fire where the quiet hurts. Some wounds are soft, some cry in hush. They bloom in silence, bleed and blush. But even quiet pain is real, and it deserves a space to heal. So if your silence aches like mine, don't dim your light, don't blur the line. Let even whispers take that turn to speak. I never heard the stories told, just quiet hands and hearts grown cold. No one screamed, no one confessed, but silence still became my guest. My mother spoke with lowered eyes, her truths all dressed in soft goodbyes. My father's rage was never loud, but lived beneath a quiet cloud. No lullabies, no soft replies, just rooms that echoed long good nights. And all I learned through hush, the weight of pain too proud to crush. This is the silence I inherited, not through words but what was edited. The tears that never dared to fall, the dreams abandoned one and all. I never saw the wounds unwrapped, just smiles held shut with quiet straps. But now I see what they embedded, the silence I inherited. I walked on eggshells lined with grace and wore their grief upon my face. I learned to pause before I speak, to flinch when love began to peak. Their ghosts were passed through every sigh, through doors they shut but never why. They never screamed but still I bled from things they didn't say, but still. This is the silence I inherited, from battles fought but never credited, from stories locked in weathered chests, from love that feared to show its depths. I held my tongue, I matched their pose, and wondered why I felt so closed, until I named what they embedded, the silence I inherited. Doesn't have to stay, it breaks when we choose not to play the same old roles, the same old script we speak, and chains begin every fractured soul. But wholeness isn't always clean. It starts where cracks have been. I patched the pieces, made them neat, pretended I was still complete. I smiled through ache, I masked the tear, as if the pain was never there. But healing doesn't come from lies, it breathes beneath the broken skies. And now I know what truth can mean when I let the cracks be seen. Let the cracks be seen, let them shine. They tell the world this hurt was mine. I'm not ashamed of breaks or bends. They mark the path my spirit mends. The light gets in through shattered lines, through quiet nights and changing signs. I'm stronger now, not in between, but whole, because the cracks are seen. I used to think that flaw meant fail, that pain should hide behind the veil. But now I stand with open skin and let the gentle truth begin. My voice might shake, my hands might bruise, but I no longer have to choose between perfection's cold routine and letting all my cracks be seen. Let the cracks be seen, don't hide. They hold the tears I kept inside. They hold the laughs, the love I lost, the truth I carried at great cost. They hold the stories I denied, the parts of me that once just cried. But now I rise unclean, serene. I live when all my cracks are seen. Beauty isn't found in masks, but in the heart that dares to ask. Oh, what if the break was never wrong? What if the crack is where I'm strong? So don't erase what broke your skin. Let every scar be where you begin. No more hiding, no between. You shine when all your cracks are seen. She doesn't shout, she doesn't plead. She's not the girl I used to need. But when I'm still and all is dark, she speaks in every scar. She lives where no one dares to look. Inside the pages I once shook, she holds the nights I cried alone, the pain I tried to disown. She isn't loud, she doesn't shine, but every hurt she made is mine. And when I hush the world too far, she speaks in scars, not stars. She speaks in scars I used to hide, in every bruise She speaks in every scar. She doesn't ask to be erased, just held, remembered, faced with grace. She is the proof I made it through, and now she speaks for me too. So if you hear a whisper low, in places only scars can grow, don't turn away, it's who you are, the girl who speaks in scars. There's a voice I've never heard, trapped beneath a whispered word. In every silence I obeyed, a storm of truths remained unsaid. I bit my tongue to fit the room, swallowed dreams assumed too soon. That softer thoughts should never show, the tears were things I shouldn't know. But echoes live beyond the sound, and empty stares, they still resound. They dance in air I used to breathe, the truths I left beneath my teeth. And in the hush they start to rise, like ghosts beneath my guarded eyes. Echoes of the unspoken in every heart that's quietly broken. They call through cracks I try to seal, they beg to bleed, they beg to heal. The silence isn't peace I see, it's where the truth still pleads to be. So let them speak, the soft, the golden, the echoes of the unspoken. I wore a smile, a practiced face, and let the world fill in the space. But somewhere deep the real me stirred, a symphony of swallowed words, the lullabies I never heard, the pain I named a passing blur. But now I feel the weight I missed, in every word I still resist. And now they rise, these quiet flames, they're not just whispers, they are names. Echoes of the unspoken, of truth too wild to be broken. They burn beneath the fear I wore, they knock on every hidden door. I won't deny what longs to be the voice that once was lost in me. So let them ring, roar and open, the echoes of the unspoken. And if you've held your words too long, your silence too still sings a song. It's time to let your heart be woken by echoes of the unspoken. They told me who I had to be, and I believed so easily. But truth was never black or white. I lived in fear, not in the light. They said be strong, don't let it show. So I pretended not to know. The cracks that formed beneath my skin were lessons I held deep within. I wore their words like sacred law, ignored the tremble in my core, till every step began to scream, this life is not my dream. I'm unlearning the lies they told, the myths of worth and needing gold, the silence dressed as discipline, the shame they tied beneath my skin. I'm peeling off the should and must to build a self that I can trust, no longer scared of asking why. I'm unlearning how to lie. They said don't cry, it makes you weak, so I grew quiet when I'd speak. But grief became a sacred friend who taught me how my heart could mend. I once believed I had to strive to earn a place to feel alive, but stillness whispered back to me, you've always had the key. I'm unlearning the lies they gave, the ones that taught me not to break. I'm letting go of masks and roles and writing truths into my soul. I don't need rules that cage my fire, I only need one true desire, to live a life that's truly mine, not built from borrowed lines. So they shaped me with their broken tools, but I was never made for rules. Now every tear I used to hide becomes a step toward the light. So here I stand, both scarred and wise, a little raw but more alive. The mirror shows no need to try, I finally dropped the lies. I used to drown when voices loud, always reaching for the crowd, but in the hush I found the key, the silence that saved me. I filled the space with needless noise, pretending strength, dismissing choice. I feared the stillness, feared the truth, afraid to face my younger youth. But quiet came like midnight rain and washed away the hidden pain. And echo soft, I came to be held gently, silently. The silence that saved me wasn't loud, but it was brave. It didn't shout or try to change me, just held the space I craved. And every breath I used to waste to seek approval when erased, I never saw what I could be, till silence rescued me. I sat alone, the world on mute, no need to speak, no need to prove. The quiet wrapped me like a song and whispered, here is where you belong. No scripts to read, no roles to play, no one to chase, no need to stay. I met myself in still decree, and slowly I came to see the silence that said but peace arrived without a sound and taught me how to stay. So if the world feels much too loud, don't fear the hush that wraps the clouds, for there your soul might gently see the silence that saves me. That saved me. They thought I was quiet, I was just listening. I used to think that strength was loud, a roar above the crowd, that power came from standing tall and never letting fall. But now I've learned to speak in sighs, to rest and still be wise. The ones who whisper often see what noise will never be. Quiet is a kind of brave, the strength to bend, not crave, to hold your truth without a shout and never force it out. In silent rooms and waiting skies, there's courage in disguise. Quiet is a kind of brave, a fire that doesn't wave. I used to rush to fill the space, afraid to lose my place, but silence taught me how to stay and still be on my way. I've seen the storm, I've walked the rain, but soft still can remain. It takes more strength to gently feel than hide behind the steel. Quiet is a kind of brave, a truth that doesn't cave, to shout, to prove, to beg the world, but still remain unfurled, to sit alone and not retreat, to listen and be complete. Quiet is a kind of brave, a rhythm few will crave. Not a hero shakes the ground, some walk without a sound, but still they hold the weight of stars and heal their hidden scars. So if I don't speak loud or fast, it's not because I'm less, it's just I found my kind of strong in stillness all alone. Quiet is a kind of brave, a love I choose to save, and in this hush I found my way, enough to stay.